A Saturday night crash in Morrill County claims the life of a Mitchell man. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, a 56-year-old Mitchell man died as the result of a two-vehicle collision in Morrill County over the weekend. NSP spokesman Cody Thomas says Brian Zitterkopf was driving westbound when his Ford F-150 crossed the center line and hit an eastbound semi Saturday night shortly after 9 p.m. on Highway Link L62A. Thomas says Zitterkopf was pronounced dead at the scene, and the preliminary investigation determined a seatbelt was not in use at the time of the crash. The highway between Mumaz Corner and Angora Hill was closed for a number of hours for emergency personnel response and accident investigation. The driver of the semi was not injured. Well, authorities have released the name of the two people who died as the result of a one-vehicle crash west of Mitchell on Thursday afternoon. Nebraska State Patrol spokesman Cody Thomas says that the victims have been identified as 62-year-old Peggy Crow and 63-year-old Jimmy Burnett, both of Guernsey, Wyoming. Troopers were called to the scene of a rollover on Highway 26 near mile marker 11 around 3 p.m. Thursday, goes to the intersection with County Road 12. Thomas says preliminary investigation of that scene determined a pickup was traveling westbound, lost control, and rolled, coming to rest in the eastbound lanes. Both were ejected and passed away at the scene. Determination of the cause of that crash is still yet to be determined, and Thomas says the investigation remains ongoing. And a pathway forward now appears to be clear following changes proposed on how to pay for the Communications Center infrastructure portion of the Scottsbluff County radio upgrade project. Under the change disclosed during a Wednesday work session by Communications Coordinator Tyler Rexis, the county would pay for all of that portion at just under $2.8 million, with the cities, villages, and districts paying for their own radios. Board Chair Ken Meyer said with a preliminary okay from city representatives last week during meetings with Rexis, he considered the change the best compromise possible.
I heard the term, we don't want to be shoving something down somebody's throat. And I heard that more than once, and I don't want anybody to feel like that at all. But this is a project. This is something that has been coming. It's kind of sneaking up on us, and we're here.
Costs of a maintenance and service agreement for the system and radios would be absorbed into the 911 Advisory Board Fund and pushed out to start in early 2025 due to the time to build out the new system, with all entities starting to make contributions towards that cost in the fiscal year 2023. Formal adoption of the contract with Motorola for the systems is on the Commissioner's agenda for this evening. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer's in with your full week forecast. He'll have that right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
New looks and new decor can be found at Compliments for You and Your Home. Check out the newest styles from Tribal, Charlie B, Ethel, and more. Compliments also has the shoes, purses, and jewelry for any occasion. Plus, right now, get 20% off all clearance apparel. While here, take a look at our solar lights and felt birdhouses. Finally, visit our newest addition, Katie Chandler and her salon. All this at Compliments for You and Your Home, 1708 Broadway, downtown Scottsbluff.
KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
We're going to be partly cloudy to mostly cloudy through the evening hours. Can't rule out a stray shower or storm here for a couple of hours this evening. We'll clear off and turn sunny by tomorrow morning, but it is going to be breezy at times. Hot temps are going to continue through most of the week. We may have a brief break coming on Friday. Otherwise, pretty hot out there. Storms tomorrow and again Thursday, and we have the prospects of some severe weather on the table out there. Hit a high yesterday of 90 degrees, our record 102. 56 was our low, those a few degrees above normal. Precip, nothing here for the month, and as you can look, we're now in the hole for the year as well, as we've fallen a quarter of an inch below normal. Temperatures a little bit cooler in the 80s. Now we had 90s earlier, still some mid-90s baking portions of South Dakota, 80s and 90s all across the state of Nebraska, 93 in Ogallala, 92 in Oshkosh right now, and winds at about 15 miles an hour up here around Chadron, and some gustier breezes along with a couple of isolated shower and thunderstorm activity. You can see where this frontal system is lined up. We have a better shot of severe weather off to our north and to our south, but a marginal risk extends all the way down through our area. So if we get a shower and storm to develop this afternoon and this evening, they could be strong to severe at times. Better chances back down in here tomorrow for the threat of severe weather. We have a slight risk of severe storms. Tomorrow a little more active, I think, than what today is going to be and tonight. So we could be dealing with a few severe storms out here. We'll clear things out for Wednesday. It really looks dry, but they don't usually go beyond that with too much in the threat of severe weather. But we already have a slight risk of severe weather here for Thursday. This includes all of western South Dakota through a big chunk of the Panhandle and the northwestern portions of Nebraska. Again, this area in a slight risk. We're going to have to watch Thursday. If all the ingredients come together, we could be dealing with a pretty good threat of severe weather here across the area. Tonight, again, just an isolated shower or storm. That's about it. They'll be early. They'll die out fairly quickly, be those pulse-type thunderstorms that we've seen the last couple of days, where they blow up, produce a little bit of hail, and then dissipate. 50s and 60s for lows tonight across the area. Tomorrow we start the day with some sunshine. That'll be through most of the day. Mainly sunny skies out there. Clouds start to build up by late afternoon in the mountains, and we push a few showers and storms out here onto the plains tomorrow evening. This is 6 o'clock. We see them starting to get going here in eastern portions of Wyoming. They'll shove to the east across our area, and by 10 o'clock or so they start to push out, and another little secondary round of storms may come through as well. That's what this particular model's showing in the overnight hours. Highs tomorrow, 80s and 90s out there, another hot one. And as we look at our precip, decent chances of getting some good precip out of this. If we can get everything to hold together, could see some areas get over a half an inch in areas. That would be fantastic and much needed precip if we're able to get some widespread precip out there. A shower or stray storm possible. That's about it. 60 for a low. Tomorrow we start the day with mainly sunny skies, hot conditions. Storms probably going to be evening or later before they arrive. It's going to be breezy as well tomorrow. Feel pretty hot out there with those temps in the low 90s and breezes blowing. Then as we look at Wednesday, we clear out, dry out. We'll be in the low to mid 90s. Thursday looks like it could be in the mid and upper 90s, and a decent chance of getting some late day thunderstorms through here. Again, if all the conditions come together, we'll sweep some of that moisture out of here, and then Friday we cool down quite a bit, drop 15 degrees or so, only to get that back as we go Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday of next week with temps back in the low to mid 90s. So a pretty hot 7-day forecast, but at least a couple of days there where we could see some active weather.
Why settle for Wi-Fi that just usually works? Why settle for customer service that's subpar? Why settle for service that's outdated? You don't have to. Settle for more with Allo, the faster, more reliable internet experience that's built for the way you use all your devices. For answers, visit us at allofiber.com/switch today. Allo, settle for more.
High Plains Auto Club presents the Father's Day Rock and Roll Classic Friday, June 18th. Registration begins at 2 p.m. at the Gearing Civic Center with a welcome barbecue, cruise for cash, ice cream social. Saturday, June 19th, a parade, show and shine, and awards banquet. To enter, go to highplainsautoclub.com or call 308-765-2418. This event is sponsored by The Meat Shop, Dairy Queen, First State Bank, Frank Parts Company.
Welcome back. The Western Nebraska Community College TRIO Veterans Upward Bound program hosted a stand-down event for all area veterans last week at their Scottsbluff campus. More than 30 agencies were providing information on services available in the area for veterans and their families. Some of the services include VA benefits, housing referrals, employment services, and more. Retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Steve Jordan told KNB News he really appreciates all the agencies coming together to provide access for all of the veteran services in one place.
One-stop shopping as opposed to having to go point A, point B, and it could take a long time. In a lot of cases, vets will come in here and won't know about some of the programs that are provided, and this is readily accessible for them. So it's just a great opportunity. And then WNCC, student veterans organizations here as well, helping veterans that want to go back to college and use their benefits and those kind of things. So it's just great. Black Hills Cares down here from Rapid City and Hot Springs. I forget who else we got here helping out, but just quite a few folks. So.
The effort held in collaboration with Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership, the Nebraska Department of Labor, VetSet Nebraska, and the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Well, the Scottsbluff City Council will consider a proposal that would upgrade some of the pavement of West Overland as part of the Avenue B and Mill Overlay project. According to the agenda for tonight's meeting, starting at 6 p.m., City Public Works Director Mark Bohl says funding is available for some of the same process being used on Avenue B to be used on West Overland between Avenues B and I. The cost of the additional work would be just over $418,000 and would be handled as a change order expanding the current mill and overlay project, portions of which are slated to start this week. The council to also consider action on an LB 840 Economic Development Assistance Agreement with Prime Metal Products, as well as a request for just over $7,000 to replace the fencing at Cleveland Field along the first and third base lines. And an encounter with a big cat in Box Butte County this weekend ended with the death of the feline. Authorities say Game and Parks was called in after a resident from the Alliance area reported hitting and killing a mountain lion west of town Saturday. According to a social media post by the driver of the vehicle and Alliance Police, the incident took place on West Oto Road between 1 and 2 miles west of the community. Well, coming up after the break, Chris Cottrell in with the recap of the world that was in sports over the weekend. We'll have that in just 90 seconds.
You might not know that Renewal by Anderson is a local family business. The owner here is Andy Stelflew. He's a fourth-generation rancher who learned about customer service and the land of opportunity early on.
Over and over again, I heard it's about the customer. It's signature service, treating the customer the right way. What a blessing it is to live in America. What a blessing it is to live in a country of the free, that if you want to do something grow, you can.
Renewal by Anderson, great windows and great local people who never forget it's about the customer.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
I've struggled with my weight since I was 13, but weight loss surgery changed my life. I've lost 120 pounds, 80 inches, and gained a whole new outlook on life.
Weight loss surgery may be the answer to your weight and health problems. Regional West offers the support of skilled surgeons and a dedicated bariatric team for your journey to a healthier you. Learn more about weight loss options at Regional West. It's time for a new you.
In boots, new and old, you've walked the rows of life, a fence length of time. You fought the floods, snow, and sweltering heat, and lifted breathing and settled pain. With a smile and a cry, you've strengthened your community and future generations. Sometimes with nothing to say. Often can't say enough. Like, let me do it again.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Glad to have you along for today's update here at the TV Sports Desk. Plenty of baseball. That'll be our headliner for today's update. We are right out of the chute this week with Legion Ball tonight from Oregon Trail Park. It's a Wesco and Gehring Junior and Senior doubleheader. The early game with the Express playing B&C Steel. That'll have first pitch at 5 o'clock. Then we'll have the nightcap between the Zephyrs and Platte Valley Companies right here on KNEB.TV. That'll start up with pregame at approximately 6:45 to 7 o'clock, somewhere in there. First pitch will follow. Also radio on the trail, and we're streaming online. That's for tonight with the Wesco Zephyrs at Gehring Platte Valley Companies. Of course, baseball elsewhere with the Huskers still battling at their regional tournament down in Fayetteville, Arkansas. 2-0 the record yesterday, got the blowout win over NJIT, and then last night the 5-3 victory over national number 1 Arkansas. That sets up one game, win or go home. That is the scenario for tonight against the Razorbacks. We've got late afternoon coverage on KNEB starting at 4:30. Winner moves to the Super Regional to play North Carolina State. And always exciting when the West Nebraska All-Stars are in town. That's the situation for this week. They'll be arriving early this week. Football guys get to town tomorrow. I'll catch up with players and coaches. Then the same thing on Wednesday for the volleyball ladies here in Scotts Bluff. Players and coaches will have a preview coming up on Thursday's edition here on KNEB.TV at the Sports Desk. Games are Saturday. And of course, we'll have plenty of coverage on the Rural Radio Network. That will do it for today. The latest from the FNBO TV Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell. Ryan's back with more right after this on KNEB.TV.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
When you call Gehring Valley Plumbing and Heating, you will have options. Repair it, rebuild it, or update it. Whether your furnace stops working or your bathtub won't drain, Gehring Valley Plumbing and Heating provides the services you need to be comfortable. Weekends, holidays, or late nights, we will be there. With over 30 years of service, our certified technicians and cutting-edge technology can keep your systems running at their peak efficiency. Gehring Valley Plumbing and Heating, every time we enter your home, we leave it a better place to live.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
What a year 2020 was. Now's the time to get out and travel this summer to see family and friends you were not able to see this last year. Spend more time enjoying your trip by flying United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with daily flights to and from Denver. Reserve your flight today and remember United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. And don't forget, Thrifty Car Rental is here for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and hitch a ride with your BFF, Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Why bank at a local community bank? When you choose a local community bank, you keep money in our local economy. That money helps support local jobs, schools, and businesses. Money that helps fund a stronger and prosperous community for us all to enjoy and live in. At Platte Valley Bank, we are here to help build and support the community we love being a part of. We believe that together, we can make great things happen. Platte Valley Bank.
And finally tonight, it was smiles all around as representatives with Camp Scott were handed a check of more than $3,300 from Rural Radio, Beef Month Barbecue, and a fundraiser at Country Gardens. Just over $2,100 was generated through the barbecue drive-through effort, with another $1,430 raised by the raffle at Roger Brown's Country Gardens. Brown tells KNB News his effort drew support from across the country, including a tie to his second-place winner.
But it was her mother or mother-in-law that won the ticket, had sent the money to apply it to this fundraiser for Camp Scott, and she was the one that...
Renee Berry with Camp Scott says the boost in funding will help follow a year impacted by the pandemic, with other donations down a little over the last year. But their goal is to make sure every child who wants to attend the camp can do so this summer. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.